Hello everyone and welcome back to Trade Stars Cricket Diaries by Cricket Cult. I'm Lakshya Malhotra and I have with me as usual Siddharth Luthra. And the World Test Championship is upon us and I cannot wait for the match to get on its way. India and New Zealand have been eagerly waiting for this opportunity. It's an historic event and all of us can't wait to see both the teams in action for that trophy, for that World Test Championship, that title that has never been given to anybody. Sid, how excited are you?
You know, Lakshya, you said historic. Often this is a loosely thrown around term, but I feel like for this match, it's quite apt. This is not only historic in the history of Test cricket, but all of cricket, because you've never had a Test match like this, where a World Championship is being decided on a single Test match. So it truly is a big game.
Definitely, and I think that for players who only play this format of the game, for them this is their World Cup. For them, this is the biggest event, and they'll be really eager to get on the pitch and play their best and win that trophy. Players like Ashwin, Pujara, and Rahane, and so everybody's excited for the final. And today we're going to preview the World Test Championship final, and we'll be looking at the journey of New Zealand and India and how they made it to the final. What were the ups and downs, and what were the problems that they faced, and what were their positive points in the entire series over the 2 years. So Siddharth, let's start with India. How was their journey in the World Test Championship final?
Lakshya, you spoke about ups and downs. India had only two downs. One was cricketing and the other was non-cricketing. Because apart from that 2-0 drubbing in New Zealand, I think India has won every series. And the second one is the COVID pandemic, because it forced the ICC to change the format, because India were cruising to the final and they were like far ahead than anyone else in terms of points. But because of the pandemic, some series were cancelled, they couldn't be rescheduled, and not every team would play the minimum number of matches that is required for qualification. So they changed it into personnel, points percentage, but still India was at number 3, historic win in Australia, and there you are, number 1, deserved to be in the finals.
Definitely, and I think another team that is in the finals that deserve to be in the finals is obviously New Zealand. They, in the second half of their journey, they've absolutely dominated each and every series they played. They had a rocky start against Sri Lanka. They expected themselves to beat Sri Lanka, but that ended in a draw. They went to play Australia and then they got whitewashed. But since then, they've been unbeatable. They haven't lost a single test match. They beat India 2-0. They beat West Indies. They beat Pakistan. And they've been cruising through, and they definitely deserve to be in the finals as well. So they've really picked up as many points as possible in the series, and they're looking like a side to beat in the final. So I think everyone is excited, and Indian fans have been watching the TV and looking at how New Zealand have been playing England, and I'm not sure if they are frightened by it, but I think they're more excited to see the competition that's coming towards India. Well, let's get down to the lineups and what we think is going to be India's playing 11, what is going to be New Zealand's playing 11. So we'll start with India. Sid, what do you think are the gaps that India need to fill, or who are the automatic picks? Like Virat Kohli and Pujara and Rahane would be an automatic pick?
Like if again, fans are going to abuse me, but if I were Virat Kohli, then Rahane is not going to be an automatic pick. I know he scored a brilliant 100 in Melbourne, and I know he's your rainy day man. Whenever the team is in trouble, he scores. But he's just too inconsistent. I mean, Lakshya, okay, just look at that 100 in Melbourne. That was his first 100 in a Sena country in 6 years. Can you imagine that? And his record at home is also nothing quite impressive. Look at 10 innings before that 100 in Melbourne and 10 innings after that 100 in Melbourne, and I think that is a weak link. I definitely know that India will play Ajinkya Rahane. He's your vice captain, but that's a weak link. But apart from that, I think with Gill scoring 85 in the practice match, there shouldn't be any doubts. It's Gill and Rohit, Pujara to follow, Virat Kohli. They will play Rahane. I would have probably gone with Hanuma Vihari. At number 4, at 4 down is Rishabh Pant. 5 down, I'll go with 2 spinners, because Ravi Jadeja is as good a batsman as any in India's middle order, especially with the form he's in. At number 6, your leading spinner, beg your pardon, at 6 down, your leading spinner Ravi Ashwin. And then for the three pacers, Shami and Bumrah are certainties. 1 week ago, I was with Siraj, but apparently Shant Sharma has taken 3 wickets yesterday, and he's just so experienced and he just gets better with age. For this match, I'll go with experience. I'll go with Sharma.
I think that experience is the thing that's going to make a difference. That's why Broad and Anderson have been so successful in England, and so India needs their experienced pacer. I don't know if they're going to play Ashwin and Jadeja or they want to play 4 pacers, but I think you're right. Ashwin is a good option because he's taken a lot of wickets and he's very handy with the bat. So that's there. For New Zealand, on the other hand, I think they'll be happy that they have Devon Conway at the top, because they would have gone with the 2 Toms, and that's what I thought they would do. But because he scored that double 100, I think that he's cemented his place at the top. And so that would mean that they would have to make a little change in their batting lineup. So Devon Conway would open with Latham, and then you would have your Williamson, Ross Taylor, Henry Nicholls, BJ Watling. Now the question is, they found that Patel is a good spinner, and so Mitchell Santner might be left out, and so Colin de Grandhomme takes that place, then the spinner, and then their pacers. And Neil Wagner, Trent Bolt, and Tim Southee would be their 3 pacers. If they wanted to play an extra spinner, then they would go with someone like Santner, but I don't think they'll do
That's quite interesting, Lakshay. So you don't have Kyle Jamieson in your team?
Oh yes, sorry. Kyle Jamieson, obviously he was my trade star pick. He was my pick for the England versus New Zealand series. He's obviously there in the team. I'm talking about the other picks.
So whose place?
Okay, here are the pacers: Trent Bolt, Tim Southee, Kyle Jamieson, and they would play Colin de Grandhomme as their other pacer, and they would play Patel as their spinner. That would be.
So Wagner misses out.
If you want to play extra batsman, then Wagner will miss out. If they don't want to do that, then they'll play Wagner and they'll play their specialist bowlers. They'll leave out Colin de Grandhomme as a batsman, and they'll rely on the ability of Kyle Jamieson to perform. So that is a decision for Kane Williamson to make. I would never miss out Kyle Jamieson, and Wagner's performance has been great. So let's see what they do. But according to me, that would be the team.
If just 1 second. So what I would do is, I know Ajaz Patel has done well, but India plays spin really well. I would leave out de Grandhomme. I would go with Santner at number 5. I would have all 4 pacers play: Wagner, Jamieson, Bolt, and Southee. But that's just a personal opinion.
Yeah, that's fair. I think what's going to get India is obviously going to be that swing and pace. So I think you're right in the fact that you play them. But also New Zealand would be looking to strengthen their batting in terms of having that number 6 and number 7 batsmen strong, because Kane Williamson isn't batting really well in England, which means that his form in England is so poor that Henry Nicholls and BJ Watling would have to save the day. And if they don't pick Ashwin or Jadeja, if they don't pick their spin and they lose their wicket, then it becomes tough for New Zealand. But I think this is the excitement. This is the contest. What are the teams? What are going to be the matchups, and how they're going to have their psychology and mentality when they start that match. But this is the lineups from us. Getting down to the important part, if Sid, you had to pick or you had to trade on Trade Stars and make that one investment for this series, for this final rather, who is that one player that you would invest in or pick?
Firstly, I'm just so excited there is a platform like Trade Stars, because who would have thought? I love obviously I'm supporting India, but I really fancy a few New Zealand players, and this platform gives me the chance to just make money on a fantasy stock of an individual player irrespective of the outcome of the match. So my one Trade Star to watch out for from New Zealand going into the final would be Tom Latham. In the batting department, I just can't make my mind up. Trent Bolt or Latham, but batting I'd say Latham, bowling I'd say Trent Bolt. And for India, for me, start is really important. I'm just so excited to see how Rohit Sharma bats for the first time. He's opening in a test match in England, right? I think if he scores runs, India will be favourites. So he'll be the player to watch out for.
And I think he has such a good time in the series against South Africa. So he'll be taking that confidence forward. He didn't really have the best of time later on, but he'll be having that confidence and self-belief and the backing from his captain, and he'll go out there and perform well. But in terms of like what I would pick, I would go with Rishabh Pant. I think he is that person in the middle order that will save India if India lose wickets at the top. We know what Trent Bolt can do to India, and we know how Matt Henry and like Kyle Jamieson or Wagner can take wickets at the top of the order. Then how the middle order handles the game, that's going to be important. What he did in Australia was phenomenal, and so Rishabh Pant for me is the player to watch out for. He'll be the game changer, or he will necessarily make that difference. And if you're talking about bowling, I also have to pick Trent Bolt. I mean, Kyle Jamieson is my favorite. That's why I made him my trade star player to watch out for in the previous video, and he performed really well. But I would say Trent Bolt, that left-arm bowler, that amazing performance against England just now. So it would be Trent Bolt and Rishabh Pant, the players to watch out for and pick on trade stars. Well, so these were the trade stars, picks and performance. But now let's come down to the main question, the question that everybody has been asking: who will walk in onto the ground as favorites? Who is that? Who out of these two sides will be the one that has the upper hand, or who is the one side that's going to win? What do you think, Siddharth?
I think even though it wasn't a full-size England squad, squad that was playing against New Zealand, their bowling did consist of the likes of Jimmy Anderson, Stuart Broad, Mark Wood, and the likes. I was really impressed with the way New Zealand coped up, and this is in the absence of Kane Williamson in the second Test match and him failing in the first Test match. Still, they've come out on top in both the Test matches. Like the first one ended in a draw, the second one ended in a win, but New Zealand took the honours. So Devon Conway's emergence is really exciting for New Zealand and world cricket. Plus, like the winning momentum, it helps. I just think that India on paper is stronger, but just practical experience, it's 51-49 New Zealand.
Okay, so you are saying New Zealand walk in as favourites, even if it's that 1%. I think it's 50-50. I think on that day or session-wise, whichever team performs better is going to win. And the reason why I'm like cutting that 1% from New Zealand and making it a 50-50 competition is because India, one, obviously are well rested, but two, have the time to sit and watch New Zealand versus England and find out the loopholes in New Zealand's team, to find out their strengths and weaknesses, and the same thing for New Zealand. But also that I think, like you mentioned, that England didn't play their full squad. I think that India have batting till 8 when they bat with Ashwin, and India on the other hand also are playing 5 specialist bowlers with Ashwin and Jadeja being the spinners that are going to cause trouble to New Zealand's middle order batsmen. So I think that it's going to be 50-50. It's going to be session wise who plays better, and I'm going to take the safe stance. I'm not going to pick a side. I'm going to go with 50-50. We'll see what happens. I cannot wait, just like the fans, for the match to get on its way. Well, that's it from us in terms of the preview and in terms of road and journey of New Zealand and India. We'll see you in the next episode. And like always, like, share, comment, subscribe to Cricket Cult, and head on to the Trade Stars platform. Make your picks for the final. Who do you think are going to be game changers, and who would you like to trade in? Until the next episode, I'm Lakshmi Malhotra, and I have with me Siddharth Luthra. See you, take care, and bye-bye.